It's a story about a little bit of self. I've gotten the question whether or not it's autobiographical. This film is based loosely on the column that I write for a local newspaper. So the very first article that I wrote for the Tribune newspaper was about cheating in relationships and the male the male cheating in relationships, specifically the Bahamian male. But it's something that can be applied, of course, worldwide. So when Neville read it, he gave me a call and he said, "Listen, have you ever thought about writing a script?" And I said, "Yes, but I don't have the attention span that's required." And he said, "Man, you should just write something." We wanted to draw in as much of an audience to see the kind of work that we can do together, and then take it from there and see how far that could lead us into the future. On a larger scale, I think we want people, well, a larger scale and simultaneously a more inward scale, from a more personal or individual perspective. I think we want people to appreciate the challenges that each of us go through as individuals. I think when we get caught up in the cycle of life, we tend to forget that we're all experiencing the same things. So it's just a moment to sit back and think about what it is you've gone through.
My name is Hubert Roll. Fantastic to be here on set of the Almost 40 production. I'm looking forward to being a part of it all and seeing exactly where it goes.
My name is Thomas Robinson. I'm extremely happy to be a part of this production, Almost 40. I may not have one of the main roles in this particular production, however, I'm just happy to be a part of it, happy to help out, happy to get some more experience and enjoy the process.
My name is Tony McCartney, and I'm glad to be working with Neville again. It's my first time on a red camera. You know, he's the guy that produced my first commercial, so I'm happy for him putting my face out there. So I'm here again, just to have some fun, and kick back and enjoy it.
And so Nicole Burrows, who I met when she was attempting to do a talk show with The Guardian, sent me an email indicating that she was producing this film, Almost 40. And I thought maybe she had a group of friends who are almost 40, and they felt it's time for us to do something to define who we are as a generation, almost 40.
This story is really about that coming of age and having to deal with those challenges, and it emphasizes some of the things that we have to battle, whether we are female or male, whether it's a man or a woman.
On camera, necessarily, you'll focus too much on the age of the cast in certain scenarios, but I thought, how do I fit into this? And I realized that here I am as a young man, and if it's not known already, I'm married in the film and pursuing, if I can say, an older woman, which I think is a snapshot of maybe a large proportion of society at this time.
It was something that I'm trying to get reacquainted with as a filmmaker and someone who studied film. So I was trying to get back into the swing of things. And after seeing how professional Nicole was, after I just gave her a lead and I just said, "Hey, everything's online, just read it." And she did that, and I was, every time I went home at night, I was telling my wife, "Hey, Nicole is smart." She's like, she kept looking at me like, "Okay, you be talking about this woman." But I was just so impressed because I didn't have to do
How
much.
often are you going to talk about this woman in that building?
Well, the good thing is we're friends. We're very good friends. Just hoping that you will get all of the subtle messages that are written into the script, into the dialogue. It's very minimal because the film is short, and it's very highly visual, so that we tell the story with imagery and less words, fewer words. But we're looking forward to the response.